What drives your passion for teaching and helping others today?
Tries it. I don't know. I mean, part of it is I think I always remember sitting in a good or in a boring class. And then as I started to work later on, I said, someday when I'm going to go back and I'm going to teach high school, and I'm going to teach a class that's the class that I liked, but I wasn't that good at English or something. Like it would have been easy for me to teach a math class, but I said I'm going to go back and do that. And so lo and behold, about 10 years ago, I got a call because I'm in Philadelphia I went to Penn to Wharton for grad school from a professor friend of mine. And he said, how would you like to teach this class in real estate development? We never use our own faculty for that, only that course. We bring someone from the outside because it's a more practical subject. And I said, wow. And I thought about it and I said, yeah, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. He gave me two pieces of advice, of course, and his rules were, you can do anything you want. Number one, in the class, you can, whatever content, whatever the subject, you make your curriculum. And he said, and don't play favorites. And he said, I know that sounds obvious, but he goes, someday some kid's going to say their dog ate their homework or their whatever, and just take that as advice. And so, anyway, 10 years later, it's just been a ball, and I learn by every time I do it. And I guess there's two things that came out that were interesting from that. The first was the realization that we all think we're current and young, right? Like, try to stay hip with your kids, which you can't, right? Well, you know what? My 30-year-old kids, they're getting old too. But the one thing that doesn't change is a college junior is about 20 years old. And so when you talk to them and you say something like, well, in the financial crisis, what did this mean to lending or whatever? These kids are in fourth grade, third grade in the financial crisis. They didn't know that their lunch choices changed so that's something that you can't get unless you inject yourself into people who are the same age with the
Yeah.
same bright and creative minds. And it's a demographic thing, and it really keeps you grounded. And how do you make decisions? People have never seen interest rates go up until a month ago, and who haven't seen a recession or a stock market decline. It's hard to imagine.
Yeah.
So that's just been a great lesson from that. And the other thing is I found, I said I always wanted to be a high school English teacher. I find most of what I talk about, other than my subject matter, is trying to help people communicate better, how to
Yeah.
be shorter, how to write better, how to take 5 pages and put it into one slide, and how to take a 30-minute presentation and put it into a 2-minute presentation. And these kids are really bright and creative, but they need a lot of help with that. And so that's been a way for me to go back to high school English, if you if you think about it.